we on?
Oh yeah. Cool.
Alright.
Hello everybody.
How you doing?
Fine.
This is Will.
Yeah.
And I'm Dan. And you know us already. We've just finished the day showing you around the campus and parts of the campus and parts of Fuzhou. And there are some cultural questions that I know if you're from America you'd like to know the answers to. Because when I came here to teach in China, I was curious about everything and I was very surprised at a lot of stuff. So I think this will be an interesting part for you. I know it was for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Of course, for like every American or everyone that who isn't Chinese, they might be interested in this.
Definitely. So when I came to China, I taught where Will went to college. As I mentioned before, I stayed there for 1 year. And Will and I went to China to teach. I went to the same university to teach that Will went to, and he was a freshman. It was my first year, so I was like a freshman. But he was my best English student, and he was very, very excited.
Thank you.
And why were you excited? Because in the China system, what?
Yeah, because we don't have foreign teachers, unless we are students who major in English or in other foreign languages.
So before you get to college, when you're in high school, do you get to speak to a foreign teacher?
Not really.
Did you get to?
No.
So you never spoke to a foreign teacher before I came?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the situation for a lot of high schools.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and let's talk. So Will ended up being my best student. He was very enthusiastic. He was great. And he did a lot of other things too. Interviewed me on the radio station and takes part in a lot of school activities. And he's looked up to as the #1 student in his class for English anyway. And computer-wise is amazing. I mean, even better than English. But anyway, so tell me a little bit about the school system in China from when you're 5 years old and you go to, do you have kindergarten like we do?
Yeah, kindergarten.
Okay, so you have kindergarten for a year, and when?
Or maybe 2 years.
2 years some people go?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 years.
You mean the ones who aren't that smart, who get left back?
Yeah.
They actually, no, that was a joke. That was a joke.
Right.
So, alright, so you have kindergarten and then what happens?
And then you go to primary school, maybe some like grammar school in America.
Okay. And primary school are what grades?
Primary school 1 to 6.
1 to 6?
1 to 6.
Okay, and then after primary school?
Then senior and junior high school.
Okay, so junior high school you go to?
Yeah, junior high school.
Okay, now after junior high school, what happens? You go to what?
Take a 中考.
Okay, so you have to take an exam after junior high school.
Yeah, that is called high school entrance exam.
Okay, and so what age is the government responsible for giving you an education?
Only to junior high school.
Only for junior high school.
Yeah.
So after that, you have to
take an exam to go to senior high school.
Okay, and if you don't do well on this exam, what happens?
Then you fail. You cannot go to the best senior high school, and maybe a just normal one or even a bad one.
Okay, and I heard one of my friends said that he didn't have money, and after junior high school, he didn't do well on the exam, and he didn't have money to go to high school. Is that possible?
Possible, really.
Wow.
Possible. You have to, if you are not that good, because there is a grade or a line. How do you call it?
Oh yeah, a cutoff line.
Yeah, a cutoff line. If your grades doesn't reach to the cutoff line, you have to pay a certain amount of money. That could be a lot, like 18,000.
Oh wow.
18,000.
And that's 18,000 RMB.
RMB.
So that's about $2,500.
Yeah.
And that's per year. Every year?
No, not every year. Just to get into the get into that school.
Oh, okay. And So why is it important that you go? So you get into a high school,
Right.
and say you get into a good high school. Now what? You go to high school high school is only
3 years.
3 years here. San, that's three.
3.
So in America it's 4. So you only go to high school for 3 years, and then what happens?
Then you have to take the college entrance exam.
And so that's kind of like our SATs, but I think it's a bit more important in China.
Yeah, it depends on, really, it decides which kind of school that you can go to. All depends on one examination: Chinese, math, art of science, and final English. And the 4 subjects comes together, and then it's your grade, and this grade decides which kind of school that you can go to.
And this test is called
college entrance examination.
or Gaokao.
Gaokao, right? Gaokao.
Okay, so that's the Gaokao exam. And I heard that how you do on your Gaokao is your entire life.
Yeah,
Almost
maybe
in China.
affects your entire life.
Entire life. People study for
like very, very hard.
and for a year they'll study.
Yeah.
Or they won't go out of their rooms. They won't have to shut off their phones.
Yeah, no plays, no outings, only studying, or even more serious.
So this is just for this one exam.
Right.
And if you don't do well on this exam, can you take it again?
Yeah, take it again next year.
So you have to wait a whole year.
A whole year. A
So
whole year.
what do you do during that year?
Study harder, I think.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So you don't even go to school. You just sit home studying.
No, you have to go to school.
Oh.
You have to go to school. So for some specific school, they're preparing for Gaokao, or just to a normal high school and be a student there in new classes with new friends, but then you have to study hard.
So and you're taking the same courses basically?
Same courses.
Wow. Wow. Who in America would do that?
Nobody.
Nobody. I was,
Maybe they just go to vocational school.
Vocational school, that's right, we have that, right? They have that in Chinese too, vocational school.
Yeah.
And that's where, what is that, 3 years of college?
3 years of college.
Just like our schools, so you can go for a certain vocation.
Yeah.
All right, so getting back to the Gaokao. So there are different parts of the Gaokao.
Right.
I think Will was saying there's the English and the history and the physics or science and the math and Chinese. So you take your Gaokao exam, and then what happens?
You take it and wait for like 17 days. 17 days, and the result will come out. The result will come out, and then you wait for the result, and 1 or 2 days later, or a week or so, there will be the cutoff line
For various schools?
For various schools.
Okay. So when do you apply to colleges? After you get your results back?
Okay. Actually, we have 3 kinds of grades. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. So the applying time for each grade is different.
When you say grade 1, grade 2, and 3, are that the grades of the colleges?
Yeah, grades of the college.
How good they are.
How good they are. Grade 1
is the best college. Okay.
Yeah. Grade 2 is normal, so-so.
Okay.
Yes, we Chinese always like to say so-so. And grade 3, the worst.
I see.
The worst, even not public.
Not even public.
Not even public.
Tell us the difference between a public college and a private college.
Your turn.
Okay. So I think, if I'm correct, if you go to a public college,
right,
or a government funded college,
yes,
it's a lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper and a lot better.
And a lot better
yeah,
than if you go to a private school, right?
Right. You're
Like,
right.
I'm teaching now at a private school, and they have to pay maybe 5 times the amount that Will pays at his school because it's a higher ranked school and it's a public school.
Yeah, public
So
one.
the government funds it, so you don't have to pay that as much money.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Because I paid only around 7K a year. Only 7.
The girls, what are they
Yes.
doing all the time?
Yeah, mostly same as the guys do.
But they don't play computer games that much, right?
They're Taobao online shopping.
Shopping.
Online shopping.
So the girls just love to shop.
Yeah,
right?
and TV series, dramas,
TV series.
and what else?
American or Chinese?
Chinese, American, and things else.
Do you watch a lot of American movies?
Yeah, of course I do.
And other of your classmates, they're into Chinese, American movies a lot, right?
I don't know really.
What is that? How did you learn a lot of your English?
Of course, for you.
Okay.
And
what else?
Some parts of movie and music, and mainly from games.
Okay, great.
Games.
Okay, so from games
Games.
and from movies. I know a lot of kids, where some people watch Friends, right? Isn't Friends as big? There are some TV shows that are very big in the United States that are very
Right.
popular here also. Friends
Right.
is one of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the girls mostly just shop. And you know what? Also in the United States, you'll always see guys in girls' dorms talking to each other. Even if they're not, partying. They'll be, hi, how you doing? Blah, blah. In
But
China,
that's very strange for a guy to be in the girls' dorm.
in America, in American colleges, you'll see guys in girls' dorms a lot. You walk by, guys and girls are always hanging out together, and they go to parties together. I don't see that in China, really.
Really? And really, it's really strange, or it's really hardly that you can see a guy being in a girl's dorm. Because sometimes maybe girls are embarrassed because they are not wearing bras in their dorms, and even in some schools, or in average, the guys' dorms are separated from girls' dorms.
Right.
That's the way we did it.
Right. So I can see them being like at my school here. The girls are allowed in a guy's dorm, but the guys aren't allowed in a girl's dorm. So I guess they figure if a girl wants to take a risk and go into a guy's dorm, that's her risk. I don't know, but it seems weird to me that just, the girls can close their door if they're in a bra or something, I guess. Or maybe because if 6 people are in it, they don't want to close their door and they want to keep it open and get fresh air. But, I never see, pass by a dorm here where there are 4 people and see 2 guys and 2 girls watching a movie together.
It's really hard to see.
Right?
It's really hard to see. So sometimes even it's hard for me, or even hard for my girlfriend, to get into my dorm, and we were doing something together, and we have a program.
I see.
Yeah, and really, it's almost impossible for me to get into her dorm and help her with something else.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, if you have a friend and she has a friend, and you say, let's watch a movie tonight together, it's difficult?
Yeah, that could be easy.
It could be easy?
That could be easy somehow. You cannot be there alone, but with some other boys and some other girls get together, that would be possible.
Oh, okay. And there would be enough room, and the other roommates would leave?
Not leave, maybe just on their own stuff.
Okay. So that's quite a big difference from the United States, where everyone mingles together and stuff. And what about in class? I notice a lot of times, sometimes a boy, if he has a girlfriend, he won't sit with her in class. At my school, he'll sit with the boys, and his girlfriend will sit with the girls. Is that I don't know, common? Because sometimes guys sit with the girlfriends. Sometimes they don't sit together.
They just maybe they don't want to be on the topic of the gossip.
I see.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's the social life. The other thing is the huge difference between the United States and China, I see, is that once you, first of all, if you major in English,
Yeah.
all your classes are with English majors basically, except for
Yeah.
an elective class or two or something like that.
Yeah.
And so you have, like when we take English, we would take it maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we would take it 3 times a week. And each time we take it, there are different people in our Wednesday class than our Monday, and Friday than our Monday. So even if they're all taking English, we have different people in our class. But
But in China, that's different. We have our class. We are having our class with the same classmates. Every class, yeah, like English, same classes, listening, same classes, reading, same classes, and even Japanese. For me, same classmates.
wow, so just because you're majoring in English, you take all your courses basically together.
Yeah, and that's a compulsory courses together.
All the compulsories together.
Yeah, all the compulsories together.
And is that just for that year, or is it for
Always.
For 4 years?
For 4 years, we're going to take classes with the same classmate. Boom.
So
That's very boring because you
Yeah.
cannot really meet some interesting guy.
yeah.
That's the way I like to go to my girlfriend's class.
Yeah.
And meet her classmates.
Ah,
But her classmates, just her classmates.
yeah, because they're the same ones.
Yeah, same one.
She has the same classmates too.
Two.
But what about, so you go to the same class with the same people for 4
Yeah.
years.
4 years.
What about your roommates?
Same roommates for 4 years, unless you have some conflicts with them. You are going to switch. You are going to switch to other dorms, or you are going to move out, or live outside the schools with your girlfriends, or maybe for some other reasons.
Wow. So, I mean, in a way, it's neat because you're forced to get along with all these people.
Yeah, very firm relationship.
Yeah. So it seems to me, and I see that, roommates are eating together all the time, and they're pretty close in general. So you think that closeness has worked to bring people together?
Yeah, but somehow it's less interesting, I think.
Yeah.
It's less interesting. For me, I always like to meet new people.
Yeah.
New people, new friends. So somehow it's boring for me.
Yeah.
Especially with my classmates. Oops. They're so boring. Boring.
I know in America, we don't have 4 people in a room, 6 people in a room, and we still get tired of our roommates.
Only 2, maybe?
Yeah, 2 or 1, or maybe we'll have a 2 bedrooms and 3 people. So the third person can either sleep in the living room, or you can share a bedroom with one of the other guys. But people get on each other's nerves for anything in America, especially girls. Oh, she did this. Oh, her nail polish is over there. I can't room with her next year, or whatever. But girls especially manage and are very close, I notice. So that's great. But you're right. We want to meet new people, so it kind of prevents you from meeting new people because you're stuck with your roommates, all the time and stuff. So that's amazing. And do you think you'll keep the friendships very, very solid after graduating because of this, or do people kind of go off on their own? And
just on their own, I think. It's not a very solid graduation, just living in the same room. It's really nothing. Sometimes they can't even be your friend, just your roommates.
Right.
Roommates are not always your friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So some roommates hang out with their roommates a lot.
Maybe they have some bad habits that will piss you off sometimes. Like smoking inside.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What about smoking?
I hate smoking.
Well,
But
what are the rules?
rules, the smoking is prohibited.
Right. Prohibited. Yeah.
Prohibited in the dorm area.
Okay, so you can't smoke in the dorms.
But some of them just do smoking.
Okay.
Just do smoke.
Some of them smoke in the dorms.
Yeah.
And is the administration aware of that?
No. Even they're aware of that, they won't get into it.
They'll just let people
smoke.
Let people smoke in the dorms.
Let people smoke.
So do your roommates at least do they go outside when they want to smoke a cigarette? Or?
Now it's better because one of my roommates smokes, and now he will open the door of the balcony.
I see.
That's better because the air will ventilate the room.
Right.
Yeah, the air is fresh.
What percentage of let's talk about smoking with guys and girls.
Yeah.
How many girls smoke? What percentage of girls smoke in China?
None.
None. Almost none.
Almost none.
In college. Because I never see a girl with a cigarette.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because girls tend to be, more conventional.
Okay.
Conventional. Because if a girl is smoking or has the habit of smoking, might be considered as a bad girl in China.
Oh.
As a bad girl in China.
Bad girl meaning someone who's easy to have sex with.
Yeah, and even some bad habits, even to drugs.
Oh.
Even to drugs. Maybe you're a chick.
Yeah. So like easy to go out with and to do something with or something like that. So it's kind of sleazy.
Sleazy, right.
Sleazy to do that. So yeah, I never see a girl smoke. I think I've seen one girl smoke. I don't even think she was a student here. But what percentage of the guys do you think smoke?
Like 1 out of 5.
Yeah, I was going to say 20% maybe.
20% maybe.
20%.
20% maybe.
Which is, I think, more than the United States, I think. But, and yeah, people really don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And also, they have regulations where you can't smoke in places in China, just like the United States.
Yeah.
But people kind of
just don't obey the regulation, and nobody in the administration will get into it.
Yeah. Like in the cafeteria sometimes.
Yes, sometimes.
You'll see, especially the workers.
Yeah, workers smoking.
The older people. Older people in China think they can do anything.
Yeah, because they are older.
Because they're old.
They are the elder.
Yeah.
They are the elder, and even slap in your face.
Yeah.
With no reason. You
don't pick that story up. When I was in Sanya, some lady wanted to get ahead of me on the bus, and I put my arm out so she couldn't get ahead of me. She was probably younger than me, and she had a grandkid. We got on the bus. I sat down. 5 minutes later, all of a sudden I felt a slap across my face. And everyone on the bus, came to my defense and everything, but she was a lunatic. And then when she got off the bus, she was throwing garbage at me and stuff like that. But older people, they're still in that generation, even though they're not that old, they're still in the generation where they think they can do anything. They spit all the time on the street.
Yes.
Right? Every time I'm walking down the street, I know what's coming next. And, they'll be rude, they'll cut in front of you.
Yeah.
Speaking about manners in China, people tend to cut in line a lot.
Yeah, cut in line, right? And not going to wait. Seems like they are always impatient to do things.
Yeah.
To wait, they always hurry or hasty.
Yeah.
Hasty.
Yeah. So if you're in line and if you don't really push your way, someone's gonna sneak in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way it is.
Kind
of, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in Japan, and you know, everything's arigato gozaimasu, arigato gozaimasu. But
arigato gozaimasu.
Here, people generally don't even say hello. They don't say.
They don't say hello. They don't say
thank you.
They don't say you're
welcome.
They don't say no thanks.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You know,
nothing about politeness.
Yeah.
In almost every place.
Yeah, you go into a store, and you know, in America, you say, "Oh, here's the money. Oh, thank you for shopping here. Oh, thank you." None of that really. Yeah. They just give you the money. You walk out. You don't say thank you.
Shut up and take your money.
Here it is. Adios. It's like Jen. And the same thing with like fast food places. You know, you clean up after yourself here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like Burger King where you dump your stuff in a tray. No one here. Everyone just leaves their stuff, and sometimes the person will, if your food isn't ready, he'll bring it to you. I've never seen a person say thank you to a guy just for bringing them their food. Yeah, and there are no tips in China. People do not tip.
No tips.
Right?
Very big difference. No tips.
Yeah, so it's really kind of, you know, rude, but it's not really perceived as rude because people do it and stuff. And the other thing is like, if
how do I call it, uncivilized?
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
And like, if I walk in a door, if someone walks through a door ahead of me, they won't hold the door open for me.
Yeah.
They'll just let it slam in my face. You know? I'm like, what is this? You know. So it's, you know, that's kind of the culture and stuff. So you get used to it, or I've gotten a little bit used to it.
People tend to be cold.
Yeah.
And
right.
Too much individual from one to another. One or how do I say that? Just cold.
Yeah. And you're going to see tomorrow the worst of the manners.
Okay, I can correct it. Next clip.
Yeah,
part two.
The next clip tomorrow, but I'll say part two.
Okay.
Yeah, and in part two of this video, you're going to see, we're going to go out on the streets, and you're going to see the way drivers are. Because if you think that driving in New York City is dangerous or is crazy, you haven't seen anything. Because you get a green light to walk across, doesn't matter.
It's not a green light.
Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. You could be colorblind. It doesn't matter. Green, red, I don't know what color that is. I still can't cross. Because
reckless.
Yeah,
recklessly.
There are a lot of motorbikes.
Yeah.
And the motorbikes pay zero attention to the light. So maybe the cars will stop. You see your green light to cross the street, and motorbikes are still going. They don't care.
Yeah.
And they're not registered. Is that right?
Right.
Motorbikes.
Yeah.
So a cop can't, you know, if you do something wrong, I guess he could pull you over. But you're
really do nothing about it.
Yeah, and they don't do anything.
Just post fines on you.
Yeah. So it's really bad. I mean, I'm telling you, it's very hard to cross the street here. Yeah, even with a light. And some streets don't even have lights at all, so that makes it worse.
Even worse.
In your campus.
On my campus.
At the bottom of the ship pool.
Ah, Jesus.
They have no light at all, and so it's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the rudeness here or whatever. So the other thing I wanted to say is, okay, so let's talk about drugs. You brought up drugs in terms of America, so, you know, and stuff. And America, the kids in college do drugs or smoke pot or do coke sometimes, things like that. What about in China?
It's illegal.
Drugs?
No drugs.
No drugs.
No drugs.
And no guns.
No guns. No guns. No drugs.
No drugs. And I have never ever seen anybody smoke pot or anything ever in China in the 2 years I've been here. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big change. And of course, I've never seen anyone with a gun. And you know, we're going to visit a Muslim restaurant in part two also, and you know, they seem peaceful here, and I eat there sometimes. It's great. and but you just never see guns or any terrorism in China. So that's very cool. What about? So you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Is she pretty?
She's pretty.
She's very pretty. She is really, because I know her actually. And so tell me about relationships in China. Do most people's parents encourage relationships or not? Or how old do they want you to? Are you too young when you're 14 to have a girlfriend? Do most parents feel? I know in America, kids have girlfriends when they're 14, 15. A lot of kids are having sex when they're 16.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so, and in all different positions too. But,
different position.
So, what is it like in China?
Yeah, about the relationships. So, when I was in middle school, that is called so-called junior high school.
Right,
yeah, right. Junior high school. My parents told me not to get involved with any other girls with a too close relationship. And so did they tell me when I was in high school, senior high school.
Okay.
But I really didn't.
You did anyway.
Yeah.
It's the male hormones.
I did it anyway, and that when you're going to like fall in love with it, girls or boys in college, sometimes the parents, they take it very seriously, like you're going to get engaged, you're going to get married.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes.
And what's the thing with meeting a girl's parent and stuff, or meeting a guy's parent? There's something in China with meeting a parent that's huge.
Meeting parents is something very, very important in our culture.
Really?
Yeah, in our culture. So, like you're the one who I chose. You are said we're going to get married, like this.
So when you meet a girl, and if you meet her parents, it's showing her parents, hey, I really love your daughter, and we're probably going to get married.
Yeah, that means a lot.
Wow.
That means a lot.
So it's pretty hard to meet a girl's parents.
Yes.
And are some parents more relaxed about that than other parents, or is it that's a pretty pretty set Chinese tradition, right?
It varies from family to family.
Okay.
Some parents are really easygoing with that, with boys or with girls. Some are not. Absolutely not. They just want their children to, even they like arranged wedding. Arranged wedding. You go to say meet a girl or meet a boy that was picked up by them, and they are going to marry to him or her.
Wow. That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
So-called conventional.
Yeah. So meeting a girl is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of guys here who have girlfriends and vice versa, and their parents don't know about it.
Yeah.
Because their parents said, don't get a boyfriend or girlfriend in high school.
They just simply don't approve of it.
Right. And even the movies, I heard in China, the movies about young people, maybe 14, 15, whenever they fall in love, it always has a bad ending to it in movies. They want to show...
Yeah, just want to be instructive. There's no good result from being in a relationship that early.
At that age. So they always have a bad ending.
Bad ending. So it's really is it the best time, or it's the best period in your life? If you're not going to get affairs, what are you going to do? Study like a dumb wood?
And then when you're older in the movies and you fall in love, everything has a happy ending, right?
Yeah, happy ending.
Happy ending. People in China love movies only with happy endings.
They hate sad ending.
Yeah, like they don't. You know, people in America like to cry. Oh, I had such a good cry at the movie. Not so in China, right? They like happy endings. They make the endings bad. So if you're 14 and you're 15,
and you review
and really bad reviews,
bad reviews.
But if you're 14 and 15, it's okay. You can go out, just don't, take it easy there. And what about sex education in China?
Almost
Not much, right?
Not any sex education. Not any.
Wow. So kids really, kids in college even, sometimes I've heard.
Even
really,
my girlfriend didn't know too much about sex when she first came in college, and I taught her everything she needs to know.
He's so proud of himself.
No, I was kidding.
He's kidding.
It's him.
But there are a lot of people like that, and a lot of girls like that, right?
Yeah, who doesn't know anything about sex.
Yeah.
Or even the form of your body.
Yeah. Wherever,
Yeah.
what to do and
The
what's
function.
pleasurable and things like that and whatever. Because you just don't focus on stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're too focused on the Gaokao.
Study.
Study.
Or whatever.
Alright, so this is another thing. That's the relationship between guys and girls. What about this? What about a guy?
Yeah.
A guy came to me, I won't mention his name, and he said to me that he saw a picture of his girlfriend being kissed by another guy on the internet, and the kiss was on the cheek, and he was very angry. And I said, well, it was only on the cheek, right? And he said, yeah. So I said, he said, you don't do that in China when you have a girlfriend.
Yeah, we don't do that, actually.
Really?
We don't do that. Because it seems to be an action that is too close. We don't use kissing as a greeting.
Wow.
We don't use kissing as a greeting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because in America, we go to parties. My best friend is at the party. I see his girlfriend. I say, oh, hi, how you doing? I kiss her.
Oh, and we don't even do a hug.
Wow.
Fair male and female.
I wonder how many warrants are out for my arrest now. I think I've hugged about 4,000 people here. So, wow.
Yeah.
Even on the cheek.
Even on the cheek.
I met a couple of people here. I went home and met their parents, and I kissed their mothers goodbye. And the mother was like,
scared.
Yeah, she was really scared. And I said to her son, is that okay? He's like, yeah, she knows because, I said, would your father be angry if he knew I kissed your mother on the cheek? And he said, maybe.
Maybe.
So that was really strange.
Right.
Okay, so that's that. And what about, so you get married and, so you graduate from college, and so let's say, forget about school for now, you're married and you have a family. What is it with families? Everyone lives together or something, or how does that work?
Usually we get separated.
You get separated?
Yeah, separated from my parents.
Well, what about the idea about, I always hear people saying, and it's weird, people will go out for 3 years, and I say to them, are you going to stay together and get married? And sometimes they'll say, no, she lives in a different province.
Wow.
Right? And so her parents wouldn't approve because it's too far.
Too far away.
Yeah. So what's this thing? In America you just move to wherever you want. You leave your parents. You say thanks, bye-bye, we'll see you when we have grandkids, and we'll see you a few times a year. But what is it like more in China that it stops people?
Usually depends on family again.
Okay.
Different family has different opinion or a different concept. Like my girlfriend's family, her parents don't want to see her married to a boy that is far away from her. So this far away means that some local boys is enough. Maybe Fuzhou is far away.
Okay.
From her hometown.
And why? Is it because they want to see?
I don't really understand that. Because we are from different worlds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe.
But so when you get married, though, do a lot of times you and your wife live with one of the parents, one of the sets of parents?
That happens.
Happens a lot, I think,
Happens
right?
a lot, especially in countryside.
Yeah.
In countryside and counties, but in city areas, I don't think
Not
so.
as much? Okay,
I don't
but
think
you
so.
live close to the parent, one of the parents?
Maybe one of the parents, or maybe they will move to live with you
Oh, okay.
to take care of maybe of your children, your babies, newborns.
That's another thing. So, a lot of times I heard that, you marry a girl and sometimes you live with their parents and you live with the grandparents also. And they might have a house and the second floor is for the parents, the third floor is the grandparents, and the first floor are the honeymooners.
Yeah.
Is that true? And the grandparents raise your children up and stuff like that. Well, maybe your wife is working, the grandparents take care of.
As long as you have a big house.
As long as you have a big house. So that's that's really interesting. In America, a lot of times people are very quick to put their parents in nursing homes when they get sick.
Yeah.
It's not that big in China, though, right?
In
Because
China.
families are very tight.
Yeah, family relationship is very, very tight.
And that's really the most important thing
Yeah, right.
in China. That's great. Okay, so we know about the family life a little bit in China. And I hope that helped clarify things and maybe to motivate us all to love our parents as much as we can. Oh, and I said that word love, and I want to bring that up because Chinese parents almost never tell their children that they love them. I love you. And why is that?
We are not that kind of direct. We don't like to express our feeling that directly, saying that I like it, wait. Let me see whether we will stop.
Chinese parents don't tell their kids that they love them? Is that right?
Yeah, right.
Is that right? And the reason is
Yeah, we tend to be... We are not so direct, we tend to be indirect.
Okay.
Especially for expressing our feelings. Like, I like it, I love you, I hate you. Just our emotions, we tend to be indirect.
What about with your girlfriend?
Oh, well...
Your girlfriend, would you be more likely to say...
More direct.
More direct than
More
with your
direct,
parents?
yeah.
Is that because your parents want you to grow up being tougher and,
Maybe tougher, or maybe for their generations, they are educated or they were taught to be indirect.
I see.
But for our generations, we are exposed to more information, and we know much more than them, and we tend to be direct, more direct than they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you have children, hopefully one day, are you going to tell your kids that you love them?
Yeah.
Do you think you will?
Yeah.
If you went home now and if you saw your father and you saw him and you said, Dad, I really love you.
That would be strange.
It would be weird.
It would be weird.
Well,
You're short of money or something? Don't want to get a penny of me.
that would be funny. And when you come home, say you haven't seen your parents in a couple of months.
Yeah.
I know when we come home in the United States, we come home, oh, I haven't seen you. Come on in. What's been happening? What's it like when a person comes home to visit for a weekend? Do you get that big hello and what have you been doing or is it more subdued?
Subdued.
It is more subdued.
Yeah, more subdued.
A kid told me he came home, his parents just say, oh, hi. And, they try to make him comfortable. And
Not very warm.
Yeah.
Not very warm.
Not anything like, oh, come over here.
Yeah. Very warm. Just regular or average. We tend to be not that kind of enthusiastic with the people as American or Western people do.
Yeah.
To be more indirect, like what I just said.
Yeah. And so even with your friends, if you haven't seen them for 7 weeks or 2 or 3 months, and you go home and you see them, your high school friends, it's not like, hey, how you doing? What'd you do in college? Blah, 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 right? It's a lot more subdued, right?
Yeah, and much softer.
Yeah.
Much softer.
But if your parents being that your parents don't say they love you and everything, you don't feel that they love you less than if they had said that. Just you accept that as a custom. Yeah. And you know they love you, and families are still very, very tight.
Very tight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha on that. Okay. So my last question for you, I guess, is so you go to college, and when you're a senior in college, you have a choice if you've done okay. You have a choice of going on to graduate school or getting a job. And some people, and you go through that whole process again of taking an exam to get into a college, to get into a master's program.
Yeah, right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Kind of like the Gaokao.
Yeah.
Right? You have to take a test. You have to make the cutoff point. Your grades don't matter in college, right?
Yeah. But it matters. It matters somehow. Like it matters in the interview you're going to have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to the graduate school.
So you have an interview at the graduate school.
Yeah, with the graduate school.
You take a test.
Yeah, but the conditions that your score is above the cutoff line.
Okay.
Then you are going to have an interview with the graduate school, and the graduate school will look at your resume.
Okay.
That contains your grades, the rewards you got, or did you do anything bad in schools and things else?
Oh, I see. Okay. A lot of kids in my 60 is passing in college.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And a lot of my kids, all they want to do is get a 60.
Yeah, passing is fun.
Passing, right? I go, how did you do? Oh, fine, 60.
60 is enough. 61 is a kind of wasting.
So, and
funny.
And I guess, but if you do really well in college and you're at the top, you can get a scholarship.
Yeah.
Is that right? So they give you some money for the following year if you do very well.
Yeah.
But if you get a 70 or a 60, it probably doesn't matter, right?
That affects a lot in the procedure of rewarding the scholarship.
Even if you get a 70, could you still get a scholarship?
For some subjects, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
But if you're...
I got some 70s in all my subjects, but then I still got my scholarship.
You got a scholarship?
I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you.
No, I can't believe it.
But it was third prize. Only third prize.
That's good though.
Yeah.
So how many times have you gotten it?
Last year.
Last year?
Once a year.
Oh, that's right. So you got it
once for the freshman.
Oh, so that's nice. Period. And that pays a little portion of your tuition.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Tuition.
Okay. Okay. Most kids in my class, if they know they're not going to get a scholarship or they're not good students, like, well, they'll just beg me for a 60 or something and come unprepared, fall asleep during class. And some of them, of course, are very gung-ho and really want to study hard and stuff like that.
Impromptu. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so the last thing I want to ask you is about physical relationships in China. And I don't mean sexual relationships. I just mean being physical. Like you and I are sitting here. If I put my arm around you like this and we talk like this for 10 minutes, it would be no big deal. In China. Or if I put my arm around you, we were walking down the street for a little while, I put my arm around you, no big deal.
No big deal.
Right?
Since we are good friends.
Yeah. Girls,
girls like to hold their arms with each other or holding
Like
even
this.
their hands like this.
In
Right.
class, they're like this.
Yeah, like this, holding
and
their
stuff.
hands.
And they fall asleep on each other.
Even lean on each other.
Yeah, they lean on each other,
Yeah,
sleep
like
on
this.
each other, and it's no big deal. So, in the United States, you'd be called a queer and a homo and all other things because they kind of misinterpret. Yeah, so it's kind of a misinterpretation, I think, on maybe a lot of Americans are a little homophobic like that because here guys will, you know, if you pat a guy on the back or you put your arm around him, it's no big deal.
Yeah,
is that right? Because I see that in all the provinces and stuff. So that's a lesson to be learned, USA. Yeah, China's behind in some stuff. You have to boil the water here still, but you can still put your arm around someone. So make sure about that, right?
Yeah, make sure about that, sir.
Yes.
Roger that, boss.
Roger that. And part 2 of this, I keep saying tomorrow, I don't know why, because today is tomorrow, and I don't know if it's today.
So we're recording this video too late. It's going to be tomorrow. It's already tomorrow.
We're going to take you around, and we're going to show you, instead of just talking about, we wanted to give you a good background on Chinese, Chinese culture, not Chinese history, but Chinese culture and the way things work. And tomorrow we're going to take you around campus, show you a lot of things. Maybe we'll get to meet a few of the students and talk to them, see what their feelings are, show you the different buildings, and also take you out onto the streets.
Yeah.
But make sure you wear your seatbelt, because it's very dangerous out on those streets, isn't it? So we're going to do that tomorrow. And
your helmet.
And helmet, yes, wear your helmet. And the guy who cleans the street in the truck, he waters the street, he plays the Good Humor Pied Piper ice cream song. So we'll take you back to your childhood a little bit too. Okay, so what do you say? Should we say goodnight to them?
Yeah, say goodnight.
So goodnight. San, R, E. Good night.
Very good.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally.
Finally. If you're saying finally.